stepped in sooner? Where does the trying to figure out where people should look to when they're asking the questions of why this more work hasn't been done so far?
Actually come to my set this summer and I let them be background performers for a couple of days, and it was like such an interesting experiment for all of us. Of course it was a disaster because now they want to do it even more.
New cases reported yesterday, 408 in Interior Health. Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry, Health Minister Adrian Dix, and Education Minister Jennifer Whiteside are expected to make an announcement later today about COVID-19 testing at schools. The Western Hockey League has now postponed 7 more games this weekend because of COVID and bad travel conditions.
President Biden recently announced a partnership between 33 state and local governments to create the quote, cleaner, healthier, more affordable buildings. What does that mean for Bloc Power?
Green buildings is high up on the agenda of the nation and of the White House, and so having the president kind of focus and prioritize your industry is great for any industry.
I'm just worried though if it gives you flat.
In those production gaps. I know on the prairies we produce a lot of wheat, but can Canada and other companies make up the gap?
In theory, that's certainly possible. I threw a farmer poll out on Twitter at the end of last week asking farmers if they were planning to change their wheat production, and 2/3 of farmers responded saying no.
Risky, but people are investing millions of dollars in it. Last month, a Vancouver company set up the world's first virtual mortgage, and a growing number of people, like Madeline Zanis, are taking the risk.
I love the magic.
Charges cross a line.
And high blood pressure. Vampire bats have to scramble to stay fed and stay alive. And now science has figured out how they do that on a strict diet of gross-tasting, iron-rich blood. As it happens, the Monday edition, Radio The Guesses, they have to keep trying, even if their efforts...
The cash is pennies, occasionally.
Hey, even if it's just pennies, some pennies are better than no pennies, right? Maybe not.
The crypto miner program is using as much of the computer's processing power as it can get its hands on, which means that your computer is essentially consuming way more power than it would, which means that you're probably consuming more power than you normally would on a regular basis.
A lot of other things, but as you say, it's volatile and it's tedious, sometimes at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was a little shocking to me how much just pure sadness is not necessarily the central or defining feature of grief, which shouldn't surprise me, because actually when you look at the very long history of people trying to parse out stages of grief or the nature of grief, actually sadness does not. The external kind of manifestation of my father's wonderfully busy and crowded and voracious mind.
When did you first think about writing about his death?
For many years prior to his death, I had been advanced in counterinsurgency from way back in the 80s, but also countering, not to defend the Confederacy.
Stuart Smythe, he's an associate professor in the Department of Agriculture and Resource Economics at the University of Saskatchewan, and we have him on the line.